So traders, this bull market is the most hated bull market that I've ever seen in my last 20 years of trading. In fact, that's not true. After the 08 crash, around the 09, 2010, 2011, similar things. As we, through that multiple year of bull markets happening after that crash in 2008, same thing, right? Top 10, top 10, top 10, top 10, top 10. And it's so amazing. It's so amazing to see that this whole stock market right now, is the most hated bull market I've seen in a long time. Now, what does that mean on a psychology level? You guys have been around for a while. You would know that, man, tops don't happen. All right, tops don't happen when there is a lot of doubt. Because check out this, right? Check this out here. So this is the wall sheet. And I'm telling you right now, traders, like man, the trend is your friend until the end. The number one adage, and people just still want to be looking at fundamentals and reasons why the top's going to be in right now. When, right? Anyway, so looking at this wall sheet cheat sheet. Let me ask you a question. Does the top in the markets happen when most people are negative? Most people think the market's going to crash. No. So, if that's the psychology of this financial markets we're involving, if that's how this market actually works, what do you think is still likely to come? Millions are going to get destroyed. People are just looking for every single reason why this thing is going to top. And look at this here. So it's when everyone, and we've seen it before, especially with the whole Bitcoin booms and busts. My goodness, right? The major tops in markets come from, so many people being bullish the market, and it's going to keep going, right? We saw this with the crypto market, right? Right now, I'm still getting disbelief here. It's like, I'm getting disbelief. Where do you think we are right now, here right now? Again, I'm looking at my comment section, and I'd have to say at least 60, maybe 70% of the comments are negative. Like that they think this market's going to crash. Like that's it, the top's in right now, and they're looking for topping patterns. And they're focusing on all the wrong things. And so, to me, like I always thought we're right here. Optimism, right? The Trump optimism in the market. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're just at disbelief. What comes after disbelief? Then hope, and then rally, and then that. So, again, I'm not even getting disbelief here. So, wow. Again, so that's what I'm seeing there right now with a psychology point of view. And again, like I'm looking at this market here, and I'm just looking at the market from this perspective. And let me blow this chart up. Here. This is the weekly chart. I'll start off with the Dow Jones. This is the Dow Jones here. And as you can see, the Dow Jones is at almost all-time new highs. And I'm still getting, and traders like, you don't make life hard for yourself. What makes you be right now? Okay, so many people looking for tops right now. Just go with the market, right? This is the most hated bull market in history. So not only is the trend is your friend until the end, the trend's still up, not only is the moving average, the flow of my moving average, the direction of the moving average still trending up, right? But then now the psychology of the sentiment around these markets is complete, or the sentiment from what I'm seeing in my YouTube comments, right, is negative. I'm just like, we're about to go for a massive move. And I'm laughing right now, guys. Like, here's the NASDAQ as well too, right? Like, people are calling, if you look at this chart here, what makes this gonna be the top? Oh, John, but it's a double top and something with Trump and the risk and the tariffs, and you see what I'm saying here, right? But hasn't that been the case all along? There's always something, right? There's always something of why things are happening. But if you just look at the market as in cycles, and this is where, guys, like I'm telling you right now, if we just simplify the process here, I really want you to simplify the process. One of the biggest mistakes that I made trading the markets is I was always looking for a reason why something happened in the markets, right? Now, just remember, When the market moves, then they've got to come out for a reason why the market has moved, right? But if you look at the market as just in cycles, right? We have cycle analysis. What that simply means. In an upward trend, we go up for a while, we have a pullback. We go up for a while, we have a pullback. We go up for a while, we have a pullback. We go up for a while, we're just gone through a pullback. And I know that might sound really simple, like, oh, John, it's got to be more to that. But look at this here. Remember, the big boys push this market around, not me and you. So if we're going to try and be smart and trade with our egos and try to pick a top right now, well, if you do short the markets right now and the top is in, congratulations, you have now got it right, and your win-loss ratio is 10%. 10% of the time you're going to be right. In fact, 10% of the time you're going to be right, and 90% of the time you're going to be wrong. In fact, if you just continue to trade with this and not go down the news narrative, right? Because the news doesn't help you understand what's going on. The footprint of the market, remember, the big boys who create these patterns, who push these markets around, trillions and billions of dollars go on these markets. They're the people who push this market around. And they're creating a footprint for us to see what's going on. And I'm trying to share with you once again that so many people are saying the top's in right now. And I'm like, how do you get the top in right now? And remember, guys, whenever we do get topping patterns in the markets, right? Whenever we do get topping patterns in the markets, let me go back to here for a minute. Hey, right? Actually, no, I'll show this here, right? There we go. Okay, cool, right? So whenever we do get topping patterns in the markets, there is a common theme around topping patterns. What is that? The moving average. If the moving average is doing that, there's a lot of flow, a lot of strength to the upside there. See that through there? Just go with that. And what we need to do is we need to just look at past and what can we start to see if the market is going to start to top out. And what happens is that this moving average here on my weekly chart, it goes from strong to then see how it flattens out through there. Let's go back in time. 2008. Look what happened in 2008, right? Strong up to the upside. And see how then it just starts to curl over. This is when we can start to say, oh, maybe the top is forming. That's when we start to say that's happening from there, right? And then we didn't actually have, so that's through there, right? So if I go to, say, the S&P 500, same sort of thing, right? If we go back through the last major topping patterns, what do we get here? This is the S&P, right? This is 01, up, rolling over, right? And we go from that there. So two simple things here. We get the rolling over pattern here. We even got it right here for a little bit, right? And then we pick back up again. So if we are going to form some form of a top at all, guess what we're likely to start to do? Firstly, the trend is going to be over, meaning we're not going to be making high lows. And secondly, we're going to start to see the moving average go through here. Then we'll start the down phase. But if we're not getting any of that, we're still getting higher lows, we're still getting a good flow to the markets. What if you know that? Remember, it's repetitive patterns, right? So we just walk through two simple things there. Forget the noise. Just keep it really simple, okay, guys? Keep it really, really, really simple. And that's where, guys, the trend is your friend until the end, right? And people are still fighting it. People are still fighting that. And instead of just trying to look for trades to continue going with this market, because we're in a very big, strong bull market, we've got a massive flow to the upside, which is the moving average. We've got, and so none of this, right? This is what topping patterns look like. We stop making higher lows, meaning this is the low back here, and we start to break lower lows. So the bull market is over. And we get the moving average rolling over. We're not getting anything like that right now on the S&P, right? That's the S&P. This is the Dow Jones, same thing. Strong trend to the upside, strong flow. We're not getting, look at this here, even back here. Look at this here. We start to go sideways. We start to roll over with the moving average. That's when you can start to say the top's in, right? Be smart. But for right now, guys, the trend is your friend until the end, right? Same for the NASDAQ. You saw the NASDAQ as well too, right? And then now the other one that's still in a strong upward trend, still in an upward trend, but it's not really strong, but we are in an upward trend, is the Russell, right? And this is where, guys, as we get a lot of, if you're focusing on the daily charts, you're going to get a lot of short-term volatility in the market, up and down, especially in the Russell, right? So what do you do to keep an eye on the big picture here, so you can make sure you're trading with the overall big momentum? Look at the weekly charts. Because low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Now we're getting another higher low, right? So the market is still in a very strong upward trend in here, and we're still getting the moving average still overall flowing to the upside. So tops in, not yet, right? Last time we got a top in the Russell, what happened? Oh, see how the moving average flattened out through there? Started flattening out, and then we got what? The rolling over pattern, right? So you'll start to look for these patterns out there. And if you're looking to short this market right now, you're going to get run over 9 times out of 10. And then you're probably going to struggle, right? But instead of do that, guys, just go with the market, look for the next good trade from there, and that's when you can start to see things happening from there. A quick little update across silver and gold. Man, I see really big moves coming out of silver and gold, or especially silver. Silver right now, if I bring up silver here, silver's just right at this level right now, and a bit of a pause here, but I see really big things happening when it comes to the silver price. And gold is again, it's interesting. It's interesting to see some of the comments I make. We're probably going to get a bit of a short-term pullback or a bit of a sideways movement first, because once again, guys, like we just want to expect these things to come, right? Like as you can see through all these markets from here, we end up get up, down, up, down, up, down, right? We do that. The market doesn't just go straight up and just keep going, keep going, The market doesn't do that, right? It may do that every now and then, right? But the thing that has a high probability of happening is what? It goes up, and then we get what? And then we get the pullback. And the pullback, we're probably going to get some form of a pullback. Doesn't mean the bull market's over. What is a pullback? A pullback is making the trend. That's what a trend is, right? The market goes up, then we get the drop to create the higher low. Then we go back up again. Then we get the drop to create the higher low, right? Low, higher low, higher low. So when the market does go down, maybe a few days, maybe a few weeks or so, then don't freak out about that. Just say, okay, well, guess what? It's just making the trend right now.